What's up, guys? Behind me is my 1998 Ram, and I bought this thing last year from the original owner, and it came with this huge stack of paperwork, which is 26 years of service records, including the front page, which is the only one that I've looked at so far, the original purchase agreement from Parkway Dodge in Birmingham, Alabama. Let's be honest, this is a second gen. There's probably been a bunch of critical things replaced on it, and so I'm a little bit scared to go through here, but I guess anything that has been replaced is a bonus for it to hopefully never need to be replaced again. Either way, this is a fun video that I had a lot of fun doing on the 6-liter, and so I figured this is even more records. Let's go ahead and do it on the second gen. All right, here we go. So 98 Ram 1500 club cab pickup, 139-inch wheelbase, intense blue pearl coat, seats premium cloth 40/20/40 bench, sport appearance group, transmission automatic 4-speed, axle anti-spin differential, engine magnum, 5.9 V8, window sliding rear, so we do have the rear slider, bumper rear, body color, bracket front, license plate, owner communication program, customer preferred package, Dodge discount, Atlanta zone, destination charge. I don't see the full window sticker in these papers, but they did have this little one right here. So it's got the manufacturer total price, $27,510. And believe it or not, back in 98, they were pulling the same bull crap that they pull today. Protection package, $459. Ain't that some bull crap? What'd you put on here? Some spray wax? Gosh, they didn't even have that back in 98. What are you doing? You waxed it? Great. Awesome. $500 for that? That's insane. Underbody protection, $89, bringing the total to $28,058. So that's a little bit different than here. Maybe there was some discounts. We've got the sale price, so there was some discounts. Originally it was $28,000, $26,170. We've got some fees on here. The total cash price, $27,203. Then the total finance all price, $29,250. What a glorious time to be alive. Pre-$30,000 full-size trucks. That's absolutely insane. Of course, $29,000 in 98 was equivalent to what number is right over here, which is probably something stupid like 55 grand or something. Thanks, inflation. We really do appreciate you, but they did the right freaking thing. They put a huge down payment down, 15 grand. So they paid more than half of what the truck cost on the very first day of ownership, which is, of course, the best way to freaking do it, because that basically, no, not basically, it 100% ensures you're never going to be upside down on the truck. You're always going to have more equity in it. That left a balance of $14,250. So if we flip through here, we hopefully are going to get started with, some regular maintenance before we run into any issues, hopefully. But that was 2/28/98, original date of purchase in Springville, or they lived in Springville, Alabama. 6/11/2012, we have 5 quarts of oil, rotate and balance, coming out at a whopping $39. Gosh, dog, oil changes have gone through the roof. 5/29/14, we've got radiator. Wait, an actual radiator put in this truck. Wow. What is the mileage at? 165,000 miles at 5/29, which our mileage now is what, 174 or something like that? We have 171,000 miles on the truck currently. So in 2014 it had 165,000 miles, and we'll get into why there's such a small difference in the mileage from 14 to 2025 or 24 when I bought it. But in 14 it got a radiator, antifreeze, and labor, coming out to $343. A driver airbag inflator. We've got a safety recall, which I've taken several vehicles into the dealership for safety recalls. Never a fun thing when the one thing that's supposed to save you during an accident actually sends shrapnel into your face. 4/29/16, we've got a water pump, we've got a hose, we've got a thermostat and gasket, and antifreeze. So having some issues in 2016 with 168,000 miles on it, 3,000 miles before we bought it. Super cool. That was $513.18. Got an Advance Auto battery, silver. This was in 2024, so I guess right before we bought it, they put some new batteries in it. $238. Cool. 4/10/2020, we've got a battery. So that's the
4 years prior, they put a battery in this thing for $139. So, judging by the price, the battery that's in it is a lot better, or inflation in the last 4 years has gone just absolutely bonkers. 10/21/2011, looks like we've got tires, mountain balance, wiper blades, and an oil change. $738.45. Same service center, 11/16/2011. We have spark plug wires, distributor cap, rotor bottom, transmission filter kit, ATF +4 transmission fluid. So we got a little tune-up in 2011 with 154,000 miles on it for $441.38. Here is 5/12/2010. We've got another battery. $140. This thing has ran through some freaking batteries, which, I mean, from 2010 to 2020, that's kind of acceptable. Even 20 to 2024 is acceptable as well, so just part of owning something for this long. Odometer, 142,000 miles in 2010. We've got an oil change up to $73. So from $35 to $73, and that was 2010. All right, we got Mayo Tire Company. We've got some tires. Disc pads, new tires, $586.04. 2007, looks like we've got more tires, $546.68. 4/17/2009, we've got battery cable end, oil, brake rotor, serpentine belt, machined rear drum brakes, antifreeze, shop and supplies. So depending on how jumped around this is in our timeline, we've definitely went through some batteries. We have done a bunch of oil changes when it appears something has gone wrong, and we've had quite a bit of coolant go through this thing. One of which is a radiator. 6/11/2009, battery hold down, $76.97. All right, we've got 7/7/2009, rear end additive, rear end fluid, shop and supplies, $92.48. All right, we're at the dealership for the first time, 72,000 miles. Here's a check that they wrote, $222.77. Clean throttle body and fuel injection, completed throttle body, dead battery cell. So, wow, 2005. I mean, that's 5 years from 05 to 10. So that's acceptable as well, but they went ahead and did a throttle body and injector clean, $221.77. 11/09/2006, we've got an oil change, $35. 8/1/2006, we've got a bearing race, pinion bearing, seal, shop supplies, rear end fluid, crush sleeve, and labor. So it looks like maybe the bearing and the seals and everything on the rear end went out. $528.86. That was, once again, 2006 with 80,000 miles on it. 5/20/06, looks like we've got another oil change, $33. That's the cheapest one yet. Back at the dealership, customer states ABS light and brake light is coming on and cruise is not setting. Run diagnostic and test speed sensor. They did that with an oil change. Perform transmission flush, 16 quarts of oil. That was 71,000 miles in 2005. So, guess they got her fixed up. I don't know. Another oil change in 2005, $41. Another oil change, 2005, $30. Gosh, dog. About to be free. Parkway Dodge Inc. Check engine light. Customer states check engine light is on while driving and truck died, would not recrank. Advised. Diagnostic test replaced fuel pump. That was 8/31/2004. How many miles? This says maybe 53,000 miles. It doesn't say. Okay, then. $551.32. Got our new fuel pump. Another oil change, looks like $29. Holy crap. 2004. That is cheaper than you can, like, that's 5 quarts of oil with a filter and them doing it for less than $30. That's insane. 1/31/2003. $25.20 for an oil change. Ridiculous. Jealous. All right. Sounds great stereo. Pioneer installed in Ram. There she is. Pioneer right there. For $25, that's insane. How did she wing that? Even if she brought it in and asked them to install it, that's still pretty crazy. But sure enough, $25. That has been in this truck since when? 2002. This has a 2002 OG head unit. My gosh, what is this? $500 deductible. Paint and body. Uh-oh. We got claim policy number. What year is this? 2000. The year of the world ending, right? 2000. That's when it was supposed to go down. 8/15/2000. Looks like we've got some kind of claim. Front lamps, park turn side fender, repair left turn assembly, add clear coat. Looks like we got into a little accident in 2000. The Valance fog light with sport package. $529. That's insanely cheap. So grand total was $884. So clearly not a bad wreck. Just replaced those things. So probably rear-ended someone or hit a pole or who knows what, but did not cost much at all. So she's a guy, she got a little boo-boo, got a little accident. Whatever the case, this is just all the repair breakdowns. H&H truck accessories. $1230-2000. Doesn't say what. $299. Would that be our toolbox? $300 in 2000? I guess I could see it. I don't think this truck has a bed liner, does it? It's got a plastic bed liner. Would a bed liner be $313.95 after? Oh, it says toolbox right there. Oh my god. Okay. All right, we got another H&H. What is this? Paid $59. Tire company rotating balance, $26. Class action settlement summary. What the heck is this going to be about? Good old class action, buddy. You don't let them big companies get you. Okay, this was in 2001, but it's referring to a 1996 GM vehicle. GM side saddle fuel tank design on certain GM trucks was defective. A class action lawsuit on fuel systems designed to be settled. Holy crap. Oh wow, they got $100. That's insulting. That's insulting. So that would have been in 96, that'd have been an OBS. That's probably what they had before they bought this, was an OBS. They probably had some bullcrap problems with it and said, we're swapping to Dodge. Another oil change, 2002, $28. Holy crap, we went up $2. Another oil change, $27. That's just insane. Dodge Ram hitch cover from Southern Comfort Conversions, $34. Is there still Southern Comfort around? All right, what is this? This is the paint and body, $357. Maybe that's what they paid deductible. I don't know. Of course, another oil change, $805-2000, $27. Tire company, we got what? 26 bucks? What would that be? $28 here. Rotating balance. Man, that's just pure money right there. Another H&H. Black bars. Oh, that's going to be the steps that are actually laying right there that we snatched off. So those went on in 98, 3/4/98. That's why they're so rusty and destroyed, because they were on here for a month after they bought the truck until 2024 when I took them off. And I'm so thankful, because you can't see it on camera, but our kick panel down here is flawless because there were steps and no one was dragging their feet across it. Oil chain, another H&H. What is this? $317.99. PILF check. This was in 2007. All right, here's some registration stuff. 2022, 2021. What is this? Installment contract, Parkway Dodge. Oh, this is their finance stuff. This should have been at the front. 1998. So amount financed $12,203. Total amount after payments $14,250. So $15,000 on top of that equals the $29,250. Pretty cool there. Got one from 2007, 2004. We've got something. Is this empty? This is empty. All right, this is from 2023, 2000, whatever. It's just registration. It's registration. What do we got here? Paid off 3/1/2000, $6,884.18. So not only did they put a fat stack of a down payment down, they also paid the truck off in 2 years. That's freaking sick. So 3/1/2000, they had a paid off truck. $6,884.18. Looks like they went ahead and just paid her off. That's freaking sick. That is really cool. See what we got here. Probably another oil change. It feels a little thick for an oil change, but nope, $35 oil change. That was in 07. This is in 07. Literally 2 months there. What are the mileage? So 223.07 with 89,000 miles on it. I got an oil change. And then 5/12/2007 with 94,000 miles. So they're doing the old tried and true 5,000 mile interval. That's freaking sick. Had a boatload of oil changes, which obviously didn't have the full amount. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff missing in here, but that's all the paperwork I got. There was definitely not a lot from those first couple of years, which kind of stinks, but also maybe it was all just dealership stuff, and so they didn't keep track of it, or maybe there was nothing. Maybe there was they just took it back to the dealership for service, and for whatever reason didn't get records of it. I don't know. But honestly, I was expecting much more. So looks like we got a radiator replaced, water pump, transmission flushed a couple times, or rear end got worked on, spark plugs. It did have some kind of problem with, it was a fuel pump. That's why it stalled out, had to be towed in. Got to a fender bender of some type, got the front bumper replaced. But honestly, I was expecting much worse. I was thinking there was going to be like an engine or transmission replacement in there, or some kind of huge electrical problem, because that's what, like, oh, it's a Dodge, it's got electrical problems. That's what everybody says. Which maybe it does, because it ate through a bunch of batteries. But it really, that's 20-something years worth of batteries, and they were every couple of years, every 5 years, whatever. That's pretty freaking good. So I think the old Ram got a pretty good score today. If I did end up tallying it up, I'll put it on screen right here on how much it cost as far as what paperwork I have to have owned this thing for that long. Of course, not doing gas and whatever other maintenance items that they would have done with the truck. We have a bunch of oil changes, probably not all of them by far. Well, clearly not, because they were doing them every 5,000 miles. Maybe it was like every time that he or she, because it was a husband and wife, one of the two kept paperwork, so maybe the other one didn't. I don't really know. But yeah, as far as the paperwork goes, nothing crazy. And it's just a little weird, because I've owned several new trucks. I've never put a bunch of miles on them, like 100,000 miles or anything. But I guess back in the day, people were really more like consistent with every 5,000 miles you have to get your oil change, or like every 30,000 miles you got to get your transmission fluid flushed or swapped out. And nowadays it seems like people just don't. But it definitely seems the older generation definitely kept up with maintenance a lot more, and it seems like, at least on the older stuff, you either knew how to work on it yourself and you did all the right maintenance at the right time, you just did it yourself, or you had money, like it seems these people probably did, and you just took it to the dealership every time, or just wherever, just, hey, we're gonna stop in, done. I don't know. But that's the backstory on the old rent. Well, quick backstory on me buying it, because the paperwork kind of trailed off there after 2014. So apparently her husband died in 2014, and obviously this was their truck, and so it didn't get used much after then for whatever reasons, painful to drive, memories, those kind of things. So it sat a lot from 2014, or really 16 was the last bit of records that we had up until 2024 with the battery. It sat a lot until we bought it, and so the guy said that they had done spark plugs, but that probably was him looking through that paperwork, and like it was like 10 years ago they did spark plugs. But it definitely hadn't had an oil change because I had the sticker up here. And so, yeah, she sat for a long time before we got her. And as far as my experience, well, I haven't put a bunch of miles on the truck or anything, but it's been great. It's been absolutely great. The only hiccup we've had is the battery cable that I kind of goofed up when I took it off, and it wouldn't clamp back, and I just had to get a new battery terminal thing. Other than that, causing it to not like to crank. Once we fixed it, we've not had any issues so far, but I haven't really beat on it. We've had some fun in the mud a little bit. We put some miles on it, but nothing crazy. So far, she's been really good to me. I love the truck. It's super cool. The interior is straight 90s. It's crazy. Like, y'all can't really see it, but it's got like Chuck E. Cheese style coloring seats, and it's freaking sick. The interior is literally perfect in here. There's no tears in the seats. There's barely any wear at all. And it's got 171,000 miles on it. It's 26 years old. Like, honestly, it's kind of weird that more people don't have these trucks. And maybe I just have a very rare one, because if you look out from, we'll say, teenagers, especially like older vehicles, because they're usually more affordable, so parents can buy them or the kids themselves can buy them, of course. You see a ton of people in the GMT 800, the not so much anymore OBS trucks, because they're starting to dwindle out, unfortunately. But from 2000 to the '07 trucks, ton of people from teenagers all the way up to 80 years old that bought it brand new and have never sold it, drive the crap out of those. There's a lot of people still in the 10th gen F-150s, not nearly as much as the GM trucks. And then there's Ram, and you really don't see people in these trucks, but people love them, especially the Cummins versions, of course. But I just feel like a lot of them died and did not last the test of time. But this one definitely has, at least so far. Maybe it's just an outlier. I don't know. Either way, this video has gone on long enough. I know it's super long, but hopefully you did enjoy. If you want to see more like this, we've already done one on our 2004 F-250 6-liter Power Stroke, and it had much more expensive things replaced on it throughout its lifetime. And so if you want to see that, I'll have a link to it in the description. And of course, if we ever buy another truck that's got extensive paperwork on the history, we'll do another one of these videos. That's, of course, the goal. You want to buy something from an owner that has actually owned the truck for an extended period of time and cared enough about it to get maintenance done, keep up with those records and all those things. And so it's super cool, like with this truck, when you actually can find that. So stoked on that. I love this truck. Hopefully y'all do as well. There's going to be a ton more content with it. And with that said, that's the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all in the next one.